Hello, dear viewers, and welcome to a new edition from our program Body and Soul. In today's edition, we are going to talk about how to influence and how to make friends. That would be our topic for discussion for today. And we are very much delighted to have our dear guest, Dr. Ahmed Al-Garhi. He's UNAOC Youth Leader, which is the United Nations Alliance for Civilization Youth Leader. Hello, Dr. Ahmed, and thank you for being with us. Dr. Ahmed, how can we influence people? How the person could have an influence on people?
Well, to have influence on people, first of all, you have to be a leader. Leaders are not born, unlike many of the theories that believe on that. Leaders can be acquired, can be made, can be taught, can be trained. It's true that the outer circumstances that they are born in and they live in has huge effect on their personalities, but in the end, it is something that we can train people on.
Sorry for interruption here, but to make it clear, because we always think that a leader he's a born leader, as it's the well-known phrase here, but here that it is some work.
But when you actually get in trouble, they say a friend in need is a friend indeed.
Yes.
When you are in need, if you do not find this person, you actually lose faith, and you get back to the honesty part. All the sweet words that we used to tell each other.
But here it's not only honesty, Ahmed. It's also genuinity and how I'm faithful to you as well. Because nowadays it's becoming a very rare thing to find a real friend in a time of need, unfortunately. So how can we know the real, genuine person before getting into real troubles?
In general, this is like a bank account. There's a quote that I really love. The tax we pay for being alive on earth is helping others. So this is like a bank account. You have a balance. So if you give, do not expect to get in return as much as you give, because this is not going to happen, and then you will get disappointed. So when you give, do not expect
to take back.
Exactly.
Give without thinking, give for granted, or...
Exactly. So when you get back, you will really appreciate it. And however, or no matter what the amount that you get back, you always see something big. But if you always, I gave that, so I'm getting that in return, this doesn't work. And then you turn into a person who doesn't want to give. So you are not going to take in return, and then this makes the isolation between...
But to what extent the person could be capable of giving only without taking anything in return? Because, of course, each and every one of us is having some energy, some limitation to the amount that he gives. So you are saying that we should give without expecting anything in return. But if I'm not getting anything in return, I will get tired from giving. So how can we reach a consensus?
This will happen only in
here?
one case.
Yes.
Only if you specify whom are you dealing with. If you are dealing with, then you should not expect anything, and because
it's quite harsh, Dr. Ahmed, what you are saying here.
Actually, no single human being can help you by himself or herself, because we are all very extremely weak. An extremely tiny virus could wave us all from the planet that you cannot even see with your eyes. So if you are treating people, you will definitely have a problem. But if you are treating God, then this makes things very easy. I'm not doing good because I'm expecting good from you. No, I'm not expecting something from you as a person. So I'm doing good because I believe that what I do today, I will find it in other ways in life. My mom used to always tell me, ربنا يوقف لك ولاد الحلال.
It's a very important thing.
Exactly.
It's real bliss.
This happens when you give. So wherever you go, you
will find someone who will give you back.
Exactly. Someone is doing something
even if he's not
for
the
you.
same person that
Exactly.
you did give.
So this is what I'm talking about. So in the end, I know who am I dealing with. I'm not expecting something in return from this person, because sure you will get disappointed.
Yes. Dr. Ahmed will go towards this report by Samah al-Sharif about how to influence people and how to make friends, and then we'll be back to continue our interview with Dr. Ahmed al-Karhi, so stay tuned.
To Win Friends and Influence People is one of the first self-help books ever published. Written by Dale Carnegie and first published in 1936, it has sold 15 million copies worldwide. In 1981, a new revised edition containing updated language and anecdotes was released. The techniques by Win Friends and Influence People developed through a number of fundamentals in dealing with people. Mainly, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Give honest and sincere appreciation, and arouse in the other person an eager want. There are also ways to make people like you. Become genuinely interested in other people. Smile. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in language. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Talk in terms of the other person's interest. And make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. And to be a leader, you have to know how to change people without giving offenses or arousing resentment. In this area, you have to begin with praise and honest appreciation, call people's mistakes indirectly, talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person, ask questions instead of giving direct orders, let the other person save face, praise every improvement, give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. Use encouragement, make the fault seem easy to correct, and make the other person happy about doing what you suggest.
Welcome back. Dr. Ahmed, how can we make friends? How can I gain a real and honest and genuine friend? Is it something that I can work on, or is just come together all of a sudden?
Well, making friends and networking is one of the most important skills that people should focus on learning. As we saw in the report, I was talking about how to build good relationships with people. Making a friend, this is the ultimate goal. Like, this is the highest rank of the personal relationships in general. So the way to making friends starts first with networking. When people get to know each other, they need to know the etiquette of or the art of making good relationships. So this starts with a good introduction of oneself. People are usually shy or afraid, or are not willing to take the first step. So when you go and take the first step, this gives a good impression about you, and this helps in the second thing, which is ice breaking. When people get to know each other in whatever social context or professional context even, smart people will always start with breaking the ice to get people comfortable to talk. Because when you get directly into trying to talk up to a person that you don't actually know, they might take a step back, and they might even refuse. So this will make you think more than once before approaching somebody. However, the more you make relationships, the more you find opportunities for exchange of all of life. So people should learn to know how to break the ice, and this comes via very few tips. When you call the person by his or her name, this makes them feel that, wow, he or she knows my name. He's not calling me, hey, you, or somebody was there. No, that means
Mr. or Mrs.
Exactly.
or whatever.
I'm interested in knowing you as a person. Your title does tell something about you, but our names are very dear to us. To the extent that they made a very nice experiment. They got people pens and papers, and then they said, these pens are new, and we want you to try them so that we are going to release them to the market. So they asked people to write down a sentence or something using the pen. Surprisingly, the majority of people, the first thing that they wrote with the pens was their names. So you can even try.
Yes.
Like, try to check if a pen is working. You'll find yourself subconsciously writing your name.
Yes, indeed.
So our names are very dear to us. So when you person by his or her name, this helps you in making this. Smiling. When you smile to people, this actually makes people willing to at least look at you. Nobody is smiling and looks ugly. So.
But what about the people who are always frowning and they are always giving not a very nice face, and maybe they are nice from the inside, but they are not reflecting positively. They are having a serious look. And
actually, we need to do that. I was in America a few months ago, and something that you will definitely notice, even if it is your first visit to America. In the morning, people are walking in the street and they are smiling and saying hi, hello, good morning to everybody, even if they don't know each other.
yes.
So actually, this gives a very good impression. So
it's a positive energy.
exactly. So
it gives a positive energy.
take it easy, as simple as that.
But unfortunately, it's not the case anymore here, Dr. Ahmed. We always find the majority of people here in Egypt frowning all the time, most of the time. They are not as friendly as before, maybe because of the duties of life, maybe because of the obligations, but they are not behaving that way anymore.
Let's talk realistically. The country circumstances are definitely affecting the psychological status of people.
And the behavior as well.
Definitely. I cannot ask people to smile and show that it's a very good morning while they do feel that they might go to jail because of the of the loans and the checks that they have already signed. The thing is, in this life, we have two options. Life is hard. It's very hard.
Yes.
So we have two options. Either to try to live, so those who give up, they are not technically living.
But do I have the choice to give up? Because I'm here in life, I'm alive, so I have to live. I don't have the choice to give up. Maybe you are saying I could be a fighter, I should struggle and to win. But otherwise, I'm there, so I have to fight in a way or another, even if I'm not a fighter.
There's a difference between somebody living and somebody alive. All of us are alive.
Yeah.
As long as you can breathe.
Breathe, of course, yes.
So you are alive. But not everybody is living. Very few people actually will do so. The thing is, it's a journey. You have to go through it anyways. So here is the choice. Whether you want to live it or you just want to pass it. This is the difference. So some people, despite whatever is going on, they live, while others are not just alive. And actually, the majority are not just alive if they are considered technically alive. So back to the smiling part, this helps in breaking the ice. If somebody came approaching you, or if you saw somebody smiling, at least you won't have a problem talking to this person. But if he is not, then you will,
maybe I would be reluctant.
Back. Exactly, until you check if it is something temp or this is.
He's not welcoming.
Exactly. When you respect the personal zone of the other person, this is something that people really like about you, because especially unfortunately in our society, that people are always trying to invade your personal space by each and every single possible mean. So to the simplest actions, like for example, just stay in a crowd holding your cell phone. You will always find somebody trying to look, what is she texting, who is calling, and if your phone is here and your phone is ringing, you will find all those people like trying, okay, who's calling?
Yes, it's true.
It's none of your business.
Why? But why is it about curiosity or about caring or about what exactly?
If you do not take care of yourself and the details of your life and plan and manage, then you will definitely get busy with other people's life because you. So, if you saw somebody engage with other person's life, no, definitely he doesn't have time to manage his life. So this is actually a disease, if we can call it. So when you respect this personal zone, this is one of the things that will make people really want to get into a relationship with you, because you know that you will give them their personal space, which is a luxury, unfortunately, in our country.
Yes. Dr. Ahmed, to what extent there are similarities between the techniques to make friends and to influence people?
Actually, there are many common areas between the two things. So if you do the tips that I was just talking about, this will give a good impression about you. And then when you come and talk about an idea or an action that you want to be taken, then this will be welcomed or will have a very good chance of being welcomed by others, rather than if you do not have this rapport building process. So, for example, if I want to get to know you, and you told me that you are in fashion. If I started asking about fashion and we took the conversation away to the fashion part, would you like the conversation?
Yes.
And after, if we are talking about something that you love, will you then like the whole situation?
Indeed.
Then after we finish, then you say, okay, that was a nice person. Subconsciously, this person took you into an area that you like. But for example, if you do not like football, and I'm insisting on talking about football,
I'll get bored and I won't know you.
Football, but from me.
Yes.
Because you don't like the topic, so, and I'm insisting on taking it to that part. And for people to be emotionally intelligent,
it's very important. Emotional intelligence.
This is the case. If I took the conversation into the fashion part that you like, and then after a while, the other party should be on the same level. So what about you? What are your interests? Well, I like football. Well, really? So which team do you like? And did you ever go to the stadium before? So I will have the same thing. So after the conversation, I can tell that this person could be a potential close friend later on, because the two parties managed to satisfy each other's from the conversation that they opened.
Dr. Ahmed, if we took the issue to the workplace, to what extent, if I have a good and warm relationship between the workers, that could be reflected positively on the output of the work?
I do have a piece of advice for people. You have to separate between workmates and friends. Your workmates are not necessarily your friends. You deal with them with mutual respect. You try to help each others. You try to teach them, and you try to learn from them. It's a give and take relationship. Do not always get into the trap of trying to turn each and every single close colleague into a friend. Because when people usually get that, unfortunately they get disappointed from the outcome. Because in the workplace, people, if on the personal level, they do not like each other's, this definitely their performance on the individual tasks, and if they are working together in a team, this affects the whole outcome of the team, and hence the performance of the whole organization. So for me, the best thing to do is put a frame for the professional relationships, and later on start thinking of which of them to pick to that friendship level later on. But if people started thinking of that from the very first beginning, unfortunately, they do not get this or that.
How I can create a great work atmosphere for myself as an influential and friendly person?
You can very simply take the lead. Lead by example. So if you want the place to be green, if the next day you brought something green, and after 1 week you try to bring another thing, this might encourage others to do the same thing. So you are taking the first step. If you want to create a positive work environment, always think of how can I help my colleagues directly or indirectly. Once they get this feeling, you will feel an important person in the place because you are always offering help. And this will be appreciated by others. And then you will feel like, I want to go to the workplace, not, okay, today is still Sunday, we still have 4 more working days.
You lose the ambition and enthusiasm to work, of course. Dr. Ahmed Al-Jarhi, the UNAOC Youth Leader, the United Nations Alliance of Civilization Youth Leaders, thank you very much for your input and for being our guest for today's episode.
Pleasure, thank you.
With that, our dear viewers, we come to the end of this edition from Body and Soul. Hope you have enjoyed it, and then we'll meet again next week. I'm Ahmed, signing off.